Alaikum. How you brothers doing? How you people doing out there? Today is effectively Saturday the 9th. I am in Crown Point, Indiana, sorry. And I am out here at the masjid. This masjid is called the Northwest Islamic Center. Um, it's where a lot of the Ummah here in Northwest Indiana come to pray and do their du'as and salats. I am currently walking in the parking lot of it. It's a beautiful building. If I could just show you a little bit of it. They have a school here for children. It's an accredited school, so therefore they are getting quality education, obviously. Both Islamic studies and academics. I'm basically out here just, and they have some nice landscape in the back, nice wildlife. I want to take you over to there's this corner over here where it's like a cornfield, but it's not really a cornfield. But there's like a lot of high vegetation over here. Of course, Northwest Indiana, period, has a lot of open space areas, wildlife areas and stuff like that. I actually like stuff like that. A lot of individuals, they like the urban type of living, and I'm fine with that. I've done that before. 42 years of my life I've done that, but now I'm older, so it's like time to do something a little bit different. But yeah, I like being in open spaces, country type of area, what is considered country. I like to be in a country type of area. Just like it to be a little silent these days in my life. A lot of my life was noisy, for lack of a better expression. Very noisy, but yeah, this is on the side of it. There's a lot of vegetation, high vegetation. When you're looking out of the windows, those big, you probably don't see them from here, but those big glass windows back there in the back. Kind of reminds me of the Middle East. Reminds me of Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Riyadh, Jeddah, Mecca. We were just actually talking about that in the masjid right now after salat, after we did salat. Of course, I'm fasting again today. We're going into the last 10 days. We're actually into the last 10 days of fasting. And it's been great. It's been great. I've been loving it the whole time. It has been difficult. Eating one time a day after you kind of have like 2 meals a day is a little bit difficult, a little bit awkward, but the spiritual gifts that you get it, or the spiritual benefit that you get from it, is worth it. It depends on what you think, what you think about it. You could be thinking to yourself, oh man, the spiritual benefits don't outweigh the physical pain that I have to go through. But if you look at it, it's like restraining the body, and the spiritual aspect of that, the spiritual explanation or meaning of that is, if you restrain your body, then you're learning how to restrain your spirit, or learning how to restrain the animalistic part of the flawed nature of mankind within yourself, because none of us are perfect. Contrary to popular belief, contrary to a lot of people's beliefs about themselves, no one is perfect. Everybody has false flaws. No one comes here and gets through this life without making one mistake. I haven't known anybody. Of course, that's subject to the beliefs of some certain individuals, but I don't think that there's one person that comes here that doesn't have some type of flaw, some type of fault laid upon them through life's experiences. I don't think anyone really comes here 100% knowledgeable about this place and 100% 100% refined. Most of us come here a little rough around the edges and need to be refined in some shape, form, or fashion, and that's what human experiences are for, baby. You go through things in life, and you start to understand life by making mistakes. When you make those mistakes, then you learn how to put things together in the proper perspective, and you learn what to do and what not to do. And the only way that you can really learn that the most effective way is through experience. A lot of people told me that once before in life, that experience is the best teacher. And this is a beautiful building. This is my first time being here. I currently reside in Warsaw, Indiana, but this is Crown Point, Indiana. And I love it here, man. It's really nice out here, very quiet. Not too much different from Crown Point, actually. I mean, not Crown Point, but Warsaw, actually. Um, it's modern, but at the same time, uh, it's still outback country. I'll call it like that. That's to be a little bit creative. Use a little adjective, creativity with it. Outback country. Just be a little bit descriptive and detailed with it. But no, you're not gonna see any kangaroos and stuff like that. But you might see a coyote. Could see one of those. But you hear that in the back? That's like an owl or something. Woo, woo, woo. It could get crazy out here at nighttime, so don't get caught out here at night. Um, yeah. So back to the subject. I'm here visiting some of the brothers. I met a really cool brother in there who's very knowledgeable, and him and I are just deaning together, just on our deen over there, talking about Allah Subhanahu wa Taala and the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. I don't know, that's a little bit choppy, that one right there, but I'm trying to learn it the best way I possibly can. I did my Shahada last year in the wintertime, or earlier this year, in the late winter, January, February, or something like that. I can't remember exactly when, but I did my Shahada, and I'm still in the process of learning. I've just been working a lot. Having a 9-to-5 job, I was supporting 3 children, so therefore I had to really work a lot. So I didn't get a chance to study as much as I really would like to. But that's all changing because my hours changed and my location changed and where I reside changes. So therefore now I'm getting the opportunity to study a little bit more and do some things that I wasn't able to do. Read some things that I wasn't able to read. And learning Arabic is one of my goals in life, is to learn as much Arabic as I possibly can learn, to be able to round out my deen. And I'll say it like that. The topics of today of discussion was, of course, music. We were talking about whether music is halal or haram, and if it is haram or haram, could it ever be halal? I know there are some Muslim groups out there who make what they consider halal music. I like it. I came from what is considered haram music, listening to what Christians would consider worldly music, secular music, and I made it myself. That's a whole nother issue. So it's an interesting debate on whether or not music is corruptible. Can music corrupt you? Can Satan, or shaitan, and what we say in Arabic, can shaitan use that music to corrupt you and inspire you to do corrupt things, to corrupt your soul, and therefore kind of affect your walk in life, kind of affect your path to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala? And it's a very interesting, and also, on the flip side of the coin, can music also refine you if it's halal? If it's done in a way to be able to draw you nearer to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala and the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Can it do that? Still a debatable issue. I think it really depends on the person's personality and what a person's ability to be able to decipher whether the music is affecting them in a negative way or a positive way. I think that's what really is really going to be based on, pretty much, is whether the music is going to affect you in a positive way or whether the music is going to affect you in a negative way. So I still listen to haram music sometimes. I'm not going to lie to you. I work out to it. When I'm working out, I still work out to it. And sometimes, I don't know, I listen to my own music, and my own music was haram back in the days. Very haram, and I hate it. When I go back and listen to it, I say, man, I wish I could do certain things again and say certain things again, right? But then again, no regrets, because that was my life back then. And those were the things that I was expressing back then. It's just, I hope that people tend to look at the whole picture and not just look at the haram look at the halal things, because as my career progressed, I started to make more positive music. It wasn't really Christian music, I wouldn't say that. Although when I was incarcerated, I was making music that was what you can consider or regard as Christian music, based on leading people to Christ, leading people to God, leading people to Jesus. I had a group that I was involved in called the SOS, Saints of Salvation. Shout out to Dub, shout out to Sammy Soul, shout out to Country Lord, and there was another one, forgot his name. I won't give up his government. he wouldn't appreciate that, but I think we called Pepe or Pablo or something like that. But yeah, it was like it was the Christian version of Crucial Conflict. It was rapping fast, rapid fire, you know. But anyway, yeah, man, I came out here on the mission to really kind of see this community and meet these brothers and meet these sisters. About sundown, we're gonna break our fast. I forgot the name of it, but we're gonna get together and we're gonna have a potluck dinner, and everybody is invited to come and sit down and talk and dine with one another and get to know one another and unify the ummah tonight. So yeah, like I said, this is my first time at this masjid. The masjid that I started at, that I made my shahada at, ICCI Academy. Shout out to ICCI Academy. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you guys with abundance, prosperity, strength, and protection. But yeah, I started off there, and now I'm just kind of traveling through these different masjids to kind of find out where I fit. And I might not fit. These days in my life, I try not to fit somewhere and kind of stay put, if you will, because it gets monotonous after a while, and then I'm not really learning nothing. I like to meet new people, and I like to kind of explore different perspectives and different views from different individuals, so I can be able to round out my own deen, if you will. I don't know, I've just always been this type of guy where learning from other people, different people, helps me to be able to get my own mind right and get my own thought process together to kind of figure out where I need to go and figure out what my path is. Learning other people's paths and watching other people make mistakes, or watching other people's successes, or watching other people kind of even being confused in life, helps me to decipher whether I'm doing what I need to be doing, and helps me to be able to really focus on my goals and my ambitions, and kind of zero in on what direction I'm going in. So that's what I'm possibly doing. But once again, I just made this quick video real quick to let y'all know what I was doing, keep you guys updated on what's going on with Andrew Grammer, and let you know that I'm just progressing in my spiritual path. That's all it is, man, you know, because you never know when your life is going to come to a close. That's a reality we all have to come to at some point in this life, in this short life that we live. You know, there was a statistic somewhere that I read on the internet or somewhere that a black male was statistically stated to live at least 77 years. That's pretty harsh. 77 years, right? And that a white male was going to live at least about till he was like 80, something like that. 81, 82, something like that. And then for a white woman, it was a little bit longer, for like 83, 84. And for a black woman, like, you know, in her 80s, they say that women live longer than men anyway. So me being a black male, African-American male, living in America, where the life expectancy is a little bit longer than anywhere else in the world, 77 years, and I'm like 42. You know what I mean? I better get cracking on figuring this thing out. So, yeah, you never know when your life is you never know when that golden cord is gonna be cut. So, it's imperative that you get a clue early in the game. If you get a clue early in the game, then you're doing good. You're doing good. If you get a clue early in the game, you got a heads up on everybody else. You got a head start of everybody else, which is beautiful. If you can get a head start on everyone else, the rest of us, We catch it a little bit later, which is unfortunate, but better to catch it late than to not catch it at all, right? So all praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his prophet, peace be upon him, sallallahu wa sallam. And all praise is due to, not really all praise is due to, I shouldn't be saying it like that, but may Allah bless the Ummah, bless all of the Muslim communities and all the Islamic communities across the world, especially in the Middle East. May he give you knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and may he give you the mental fortitude to be able to cope with all of the ills of the world, of this dunya that we're living in right now, and may we all be able to unify and find some common ground to be able to bring some type of unification to the ummah across this world, because whether you might believe so or not, we need each other. I know we all, especially men, we have this thing about I'm solo dolo, you know what I mean? I can rock by myself, I don't need nobody, and I do too. I'm at fault for that same thought process. I always feel like I need to do it myself, mainly because I don't like to be let down. I just don't like to be let down. I don't like putting my faith in somebody and then they be fallible. What I mean by fallible, I mean that the person is flawed, quite naturally is flawed, and they might forget you at some point. You don't take high priority. You're not a standard in their life. You're not a priority in their life. And it's not that they mean it on purpose. It's just they may have things that in their lives that come before you, and you might be putting them in a position in your mind or in your heart or in your life ahead of everything else, but that's not how they see you. And I've been guilty of doing that myself, and I've also been a victim of that. So, but at the same time, we need to get past that, because we all kind of need each other. We do. We all really need each other. We wouldn't be here on this planet together right now at this present moment if there wasn't a reason for us, if there wasn't a connection between all us being here. I might not meet everybody on the world. I can bet that. I can bet that I'm not gonna meet everybody in this world at this time before I pass away. But one thing is for sure, their presence is felt whether I meet them or not. So there's a reason for that. There's a connection for that. And I think that we're here on this earth to kind of figure that out and find out why. Because I think that's the key to everything. That's just my own personal perception. It's not for you to take that and say, oh man, I like that Dean that he just said, I'm going to follow that myself. No, that might not be a concept that you need to follow. It's just my own personal philosophy based on my own experience here. So, and shout out to Scott, my cab driver today. He got me anywhere I needed to go. Anywhere I needed to go, I call him up. Hey, Scott. And Scott come running. Meep, let's go. Love that dude. But yeah, shout out to all the Muslim brothers across the world. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you, keep you, and grant you ease and grant you peace, no matter where you are in the world. Assalamu alaikum. Salam. Alhumdulillah.